Let's just do that then.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna share my, Brian, can you give me access to share the screen? I'm just gonna share the screen about where we are with the agenda, and then I'm gonna, okay, and then I'll come back so that we can be able to, everybody can see that, right? So we don't have a whole lot to talk about, but we want to go ahead and stay consistent. So I want to continue to open up with celebrations. We've been, this is how we've been opened up all along. Kind of give some updates where we are, and then some feedback. And for those who want to have some comments, they can. We'll stop and give everybody time to talk. So celebration. So before we begin the celebration, let me introduce our new superintendent who's joining our committee as well. Dr. Greg Paluski is here. He's on board now, officially, and that all over to him. So, but he's on board, and we are already off to a great start. So I'm going to stop talking and let him come in his own way.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate this opportunity, and just to kind of sit in on the task force, and I've been kind of monitoring. But first, I just publicly want to recognize Dr. Keith McGee. He's done an outstanding job leading our school system as the interim superintendent, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to work with him as I transition into the district. And I've watched from afar the work that this task force has done, and have been completely impressed the way that we've opened schools this year. And that is certainly takes a team of people to be able to do that. So with that said, I'm just going to really observe and just want to say thank you to all of you. Because there was a lot of work that has happened in order to get our schools off to a very successful start. So I see some familiar faces and some folks I haven't met yet, but I look forward to those that I haven't met in person to meet you at some time shortly. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Dr. McGee and we can begin your meeting.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, are we still having our meeting Wednesday morning with the mayor?
Yes, we're meeting Wednesday morning. Yes.
Perfect. Just want to make sure. Carry on.
All right. Okay, hold on one second. So with that celebration, so again, let me open up with celebration. I'm going to stop and give everybody else time to unmute to celebrate. I want to celebrate this committee, but I want to celebrate every building administrator, every teacher, every staff member, counselor, some of you guys are on this committee, everyone that has helped us make a reopening and starting school a very successful one. We are, all of us are tired, but no one on this committee, and none of the staff and principals and teachers and counselors that I've spoken with, none of them have complained at all. None of them have complained at all. So I just want to thank each and every last one of you guys and all of our building principals, teachers, again, administrative counselors, everyone, custodians, campus supervisors, secretaries, anyone had their hands into helping us get open up school and having a very successful year. So thank you. I salute you. So thank you guys for the work that you've done. Anybody else have anything they want to celebrate?
Well, I'll echo those thoughts, and just the fact that, I think of pretty much most of the school districts out there, I think we have done a far superior job, and that is a testament to those that are on the ground in the buildings. We could have come up with all the plans in the world, but it is how you guys are carrying it out. And unfortunately, Mandy's now, stuck resting a hip, but that team has done a phenomenal job as well. And the mayor's been extremely impressed, and that we've kept the numbers down where they are, and really haven't had a big interruption in school. So, a lot of people had a lot of concerns everywhere about this anyway to start school back. And I've been working a little bit with PCSSD lately too. And they have asked several times, how are y'all doing it? And that's a testament to how hard you guys have worked. So that's much appreciated.
Thank you, Robert. Anyone else?
I want to give a shout out to Erin Stanger. I saw her on here earlier, but she may have gotten kicked off. And Brian, my kids had a Innovation Hub class. They did an Innovation Hub class on Friday morning, and there were some hiccups, but Brian helped us work through it. And Erin and her team at the Innovation Hub provided the opportunity for our kids. So shout out to them for making that possible.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Elise.
Thank you, Elise, for that. And thank you, Aaron, for that. So we're definitely looking forward to that partnership and growing.
Yes.
So
And my kids are
love-
looking forward to classes I'm gonna sign them up for on this Friday. So
Yay. We're excited. Thanks for the opportunity.
And does everybody know about what's been going on Fridays? Because the school district has paid for part of it. The city has jumped in and has taken part of the bill to really give these kids something exciting to do. Elise, why don't you tell us what your kids did?
Before you, Elise, before you do that, can everybody hear? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Elise. Thank you.
yeah, my kids did. Well, the Innovation Hub offered a 2D and a 3D printing class on Friday, this past Friday. They capped it at 30 students. So I selected just a handful of students that I feel would have been interested in the 2D printing class. And so they were led by a member of the Innovation Hub virtually through a Google Meet that I posted for them to do. And so I was able to just kind of set them off to the side by themselves with their Chromebooks and their headphones. And we did have some technology hiccups, like I spoke about earlier, but Brian really worked with us to get those worked out so that they could be successful in their 2D printing. They're also offering 3D printing and 2D printing this week, as well as like a couple of other courses this week and the Fridays to come through December. So I know I myself am looking forward to giving my students the opportunity, those that are here on Fridays, just that extra level of something to do, something different, and an opportunity to present them with a whole different experience. So
And this is and I'm gonna let Aaron talk on it too as well. But this is a partnership that is K-12, that is available for K-12 in our district. And I give another update that I just got off a meeting with the Miss Tanya Vines with the junior achievement. So we'll kind of talk about that here towards the as we progress. Aaron, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much. So exactly what Elise talked about and what Robert and Dr. McGee have said is that there's definitely an option for teachers to book a virtual field trip with the Innovation Hub on Fridays. So it is K through 12. And you can contact me at eStanger at arhub.org, and I can guide you to our team members that are setting up those virtual Friday experiences. So we have lots of different choices to choose from. You can go to our field trips page at arhub.org and check out the different options that teachers can choose. So we're super excited to offer fun activity on Fridays.
And not only that, there are also different courses that classes that you guys are offering as well. Is that correct, Aaron?
Yes, that's correct.
Good. Thank you. All right, so anyone else?
Hey Keith,
Go ahead.
did you ever get with
Old State House?
Yep.
Yes, I passed that on to the directors. They should have shared that with the principals. So the Old State House is also another resource that principals and teachers can use for virtual learning Fridays. And they are ready to, whatever that the teachers need, from virtual field trips to lessons or history lessons, they're ready to help pour in as well. And so let me pause for a moment since we're talking about that. I just wrapped up a meeting with Miss Tanya Vines, who's the director for Junior Achievement, and she is ready to get on board. I would like for us, and I say us, I'm talking about North Little Rock School District, to take advantage of all of these resources. The other districts are doing it, i.e. Little Rock and the county are doing that, but also Little Rock is with a partnership with Innovative Hub. Well, Innovative Hub is right here in our city. we need to take care of our own, the advantage of our own resources. So I would like to charge you guys, if you have those resources, let's make sure we push them in to be available to our teachers and students. But Ms. Tanya Vines and myself, we will set up another meeting. Dr. Pelusi doesn't know he'll be a part of this one, and where she's ready to help come on board as well to provide additional resources for teachers that will allow us to another K-12 resource for virtual learning Fridays on financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and some other different things. So we're going to try to finalize that, and that should finalize by next week. Teachers and principals that's on this committee, that'll be forthcoming probably within right after the third week. So you have an additional resource that will be available for the whole entire year. So that's just something we got to work out those details on what that's going to look like, not to add any work, just to give the teachers more resources, options that they can use on those virtual learning Fridays or any additional stuff.
Dr. McGee,
Yes, ma'am.
I just had a question. I was just wondering if you could give me an estimate of what percentage of the student enrollment attended on the virtual Friday that we had last week.
That is a very good question. I do not have that data. I wasn't prepared. That is something I do plan to get, Ms. Touchstone. So I would definitely love to get that data and see how many students participated with the Innovative Hub. Aaron, I don't know if you guys have that or not, but I do would like to try to get that data.
I don't have it in front of me right now, but I can definitely email that. I'm driving, so I just, but I have it, and I'll get it to the team. Thanks.
I just, I'm really proud of the committee focusing on doing something that was going to help teachers, and just knowing what kind of a number actually came on Virtual Friday would be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that, Maria. I'm interested to see that data myself, so we'll definitely
Thank you,
get
sir.
that. No problem. Thank you.
Just to talk about the health for a little while, guys. None of us knew what to expect with this COVID-19 and going back to school. And I just cannot express how, I don't want to say I'm surprised at how good we were, but I'm surprised. I just didn't know what to expect. In my mind, I thought, we won't make it till Labor Day, and our numbers have stayed relatively low. Everyone's getting used to being quarantined if they have to. We had an excellent plan of being able to do virtual and going back to face-to-face. All the parents, I talked to all the parents of these kids that are either positive or quarantined, and they are so happy that their kids are able to stay, because they're quarantined doesn't mean they're sick. And so they can still work. And so the fact that they've been able to continue virtually while they're off for their 14 days. I've had no complaints of that. If there's a kid that forgot to bring their Chromebook home with them and they found out they're quarantined over the weekend, then administrators and teachers drive to their houses and get them their Chromebooks. It's just been a team effort, and I'm just so proud of us. And I was a little worried about the virtual Fridays. I wanted it. I definitely was for it. I was just worried about, how the social distancing would happen and how that I would be able to track where kids were sitting and what groups kids were in, and it's gone excellent so far. Anytime there's been an issue, I've traveled around to the schools to see how things were, and it's been very organized and very. So if there is going to be a problem, I can easily contact trace if we happen to have a positive on a Friday. And we've got quite a bit quarantined right now because we had just a kind of a spike last week or the week before last. But not a big spike, just one that caused a bunch of kids to be quarantined because of sporting events, not just classroom events. But that's fixing to go down huge this week. Our numbers dropped positive in half since last Wednesday. I'm so proud of us all. We're getting used to the not panicking. We're getting used to okay, we're going to remove the kids from the classroom. We're going to clean the room. These kids are going to go home. I was expecting parents to be so angry with me, and y'all, maybe 1 out of 15 is upset about it. I hate to say the new norm, but everyone is adjusting to the new norm. And I think that's because of the people who have helped make everything goes smooth. And I want to thank you all for that and thank all the teachers. The students have been absolutely wonderful. I cannot tell you how compliant they have been and with their masks, with their social distancing, with their quarantining and not trying to sneak in. And I'm just so proud of everyone. So I want to give everybody a big, big thank you for that.
Robert, I think that's where I can just kind of transition real quickly. Then I'm just to the outline the item number 2. That's the updates, if you will permit me. So I'm going to share my screen again. So so let me just kind of transition. We're going to make a presentation to the board at the board workshop. So and I would share with you what we're going to talk about. So Mandy kind of talked about these 4 items here. These are the 4 items that we're going to touch on. Suspected case protocol, cleaning protocol, virtual learning Fridays, and the weekly update. So I hope everyone can see that. So let me just kind of right there. So I was suspected case protocol. Mandy talked about it just a minute ago. We wanted to update that. So Mandy, do you want to kind of touch base on just the highlights of what we did with this suspected case? And this also has been updated in our planning document. So if you want to go ahead and review those, it's already there. So Mandy, just kind of give us the highlights on what we changed with that on that protocol.
So when we have, we kind of just worried about our positives at the beginning, and we weren't thinking about the what they call a PCC, which is a probable close contact, or a suspected case. And so what we do now is we just remove those children from the classroom. And now that the cleaning machines are in, I don't know what they're called. I keep calling them the Ghostbuster machines because that's what they look like to me, because they're on a backpack and they look like a Ghostbuster cleaner. But the custodial staff goes in, cleans the room. It takes 5 minutes. The kids have to stay out of the room for 10. The teachers just take them to the learning stairs at the high school, or they take them outside to the playground it's 15 minutes and they get to go back in. So since those machines came in, everything's been better. And they are doing that every night, because that makes me feel better, because a lot of times I'll get a positive on a weekend or a nighttime, and I don't want those kids to have to come into chaos in the morning. And so the custodians are cleaning everything every night. And that way, if there happens to be a positive that I find out about at night, I know the room has already been cleaned. And so we don't have to mess with that in the morning and having to, keep people from coming into the classroom, and it causes more hysteria that way. So we've updated that quite a bit, and we're getting kids to the isolation room better. Parents are getting more used to picking their kids up. I'm getting better at me and the teachers and all the other nurses with seating charts are identifying the surrounding people immediately. The coaches are helping. I mean, everyone's just getting used to this. We're getting these suspected cases out of there as soon as we can to always err on the side of caution.
Thank you, Mandy. So, and you can look at that right there. The next thing that we kind of wanted to go through was our cleaning protocol. So what we've done since we've met previously, we have invested in some more Clorox 360 machines. So we have at least one Clorox 360 machine in all of our elementary schools, the 6th grade campus and the academy. But we also have an additional machine at Ridge Road due to the layout of that building. But we also have 2 Clorox machines in the middle school. Then we also invested 10 Clorox machines at the high school because of how they're spread out. But we also invested too in the electrostatic disinfecting guns. So now every last one of our campuses, including Annex and all the other buildings, have at least one electrostatic disinfectant gun. And we invested more into the transportation department as well, so that they can be able to clean expeditiously. So I just kind of give you guys an update. And also, of course, we invested in the virtual learning Fridays, and everyone heard the resources that we provided from there. So I'm not going to go back through that. But then also we implemented too, we wanted to continue to be transparent with our community. We are doing weekly updates on Wednesdays. That's what we call it, Wednesdays updates. So we report active positive cases among our school and community. We communicate and work with the principals as needed on how their communications need to go out. But we also stand in you heard Mandy say she's staying in constant contact with the Department of Health. And and so far I serve as the liaison between the district and ADE when we need it, just to get some clarification. So nothing that we have needed to do in terms, we didn't have to modify. We only modified once by adding the virtual learning Fridays. So again, I echo what Mandy said. And so that's basically right. That's basically it from that standpoint. So I wanted to just to kind of give you guys a brief update where we are from their standpoint. Any questions for me before I kind of turn it over to Robert? Because if you have any question, everybody remember that parent engagement at North Little Rock Student NLRSD.org. You can give your feedback then if you like, if you feel like it's something that we need to tweak, anything of that nature, or you want to discuss, or however you want to do it. Any comments, any questions for us?
Did you say you provided those updates on Wednesdays just to the principals, and then the principals?
No, it's to the whole school community.
Oh,
Dustin uploads it on our website every Wednesday, and I actually asked them to do a call out as well. So if you guys hadn't been getting, that's something that we can work on in terms of our communication with that. Any questions, any comments? Robert, it's in your hands.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to add to that other than, you know, the city and the school district are working as tightly as ever with our partnerships and trying to do as much as we can. Like I said, Mayor Smith jumped in and provided some resources for the Friday on virtual days. And we're going to continue to help look for more opportunities to vary what's available for the kids. And I just appreciate everything that everybody's done. I appreciate that the parents have, you know, to the biggest extent, have really kind of held it together, and things have gone as smoothly as they have. So I just will make one plea for the rest of the week, that everybody remain kind and you know, toward each other, and don't let whatever happens tomorrow, you know, make you lose a friend somewhere, because that would be a real shame over just something like an election. Even as important as they are, still us being civil to each other is more important. So with that, I will leave it. And if anybody's got any questions, comments, feel free to jump in.
I have a quick question. Well, and a comment. One, I ditto everything everyone has said so far. I think that this year has gone by very smoothly, considering all of considering everything, and the virtual Fridays have been a godsend for the teachers here. So thank you so much, everyone, for all that hard work. My question is, will we soon consider planning for, I mean, I know it's kind of early and we don't know what the spring will bring, but will we possibly start formulating plans for the spring if a lot of the students who are virtual decide to come back? Because we have been doing such a great job, and maybe trying to figure out how to keep up this good work if we increase our numbers in January.
Dr. Reynolds, you want to touch base on that? Because yes, Ms. Thomas, we have started that thinking and working with the building principals on that. Dr. Reynolds?
Yes, thanks, Ms. Thomas. Yeah, we've sent out a survey to our families. We still need more people to respond. We've not heard from all of our virtual families yet. We're getting together a list of those that want to return, and there are still many students that would like to continue virtual learning. We'd like to close that survey on November 9th was the date that we want to close it. That way it gives us, you know, all of November, December to kind of get a plan together and see how we're going to be able to try to continue just to be safe in the school. So we're working on it, Autumn. It's getting there. And just if, you know, I will ask this committee to help out and encourage anyone that's not completed the survey to please go on and complete that survey so we'll know how to plan for the spring.
Even if they don't answer the survey, is there going to be a deadline of when they said they can come back, or can anybody come back in the spring?
Well, I'll go ahead and say the deadline is November 9th. And if we don't hear from them, we'll just keep them in their same platform. If they're virtual, we'll keep them virtual. If they're, you know, the face-to-face people don't have to declare unless they want to become virtual. So yeah, we need everybody to go ahead, because trying to move around the middle school people and the high school is a huge, huge task because of scheduling situations with such large numbers. And we want to be able to plan appropriately, because we've made it through and with our virtual, and we want to continue to offer that. But the deadline's supposed to be November 9th as to them filling that survey out. Otherwise, we'll just let them stay virtual.
Now, one of the things I want to make sure, now we talk about this in our curriculum meetings a lot, making sure that we are meeting the needs of all of our kids from the virtual learning Fridays even to now. So I'm kind of cautious, making sure we're constantly reviewing that. Ms. Touchstone, I'm looking at you, want to make sure our ESL, Ms. Alexander, I'm looking at you, want to make sure SPED and dyslexia. So we're constantly trying to talk about how we can make sure that we are accommodating all of our kids who need special services. So Leanne is helping me lead that work, and I appreciate her. You want to comment on that, Leanne?
Yeah, I just wanted to say we've been real flexible with our 504 and special needs students and dyslexia students. If they've been wanting to come back face to face, pretty much we are approving that because it's a lot easier for our students to have that concrete face-to-face learning. So just be patient. Sometimes when it's like Ms. Reynolds said, when it's high school and middle school, it's a matter of schedule changing, and we've got to move teachers around and make sure that class sizes are adequate, but we are trying to accommodate those students as those requests come in.
And then lastly, I'm gonna let Brian give the update on this. Everybody have seen the commercial with T-Mobile, and also I want to thank John Owens. I want to thank Mr. John for that, helping him pushing T-Mobile our way. 10 million projects. So I'm gonna stop and let Brian come on and talk to the committee about this, and we need to go ahead and push this. This is a big celebration. I don't know why we didn't mention this, Brian. You didn't mention it. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, thank you. We did apply for our school district, the 10 million project with T-Mobile, and we were awarded. We were awarded several hundred. Pretty much, we're not going to disclose the full amount, but let's just say our district is very well covered.
Go ahead and tell them. I mean, there's no need to show because we want to go ahead and push them out. So
okay.
We'll say that we were awarded 500 to 700 hotspots.
Yeah. So
yes, that's a big. And Brian led that work. So I want to thank Brian and John for that.
Yeah, thank you for all your hard work on helping making this possible. But yeah, we will be getting those here shortly. They did the nationwide push via commercial actually in September, and of course all the school districts far and wide, not just Arkansas but all across the country, started hitting them up and asking them about it. And we were one of the first to engage about this in the summer, because we were told in the summer that this was coming down the pipe, and we just stayed vigilant to get our name in the hat. And we've got 500 to 700 coming. So thank y'all.
We want to push them out to the schools as soon as possible with the kids. We want to make sure that we supply them the internet connectivity as much as possible so that they can be able to do their work, their virtual learning Fridays. We want to make sure no one has any excuse not to be successful on virtual learning Fridays, or if we need to go remote learning. So again, I want to thank Brian for that. That's all that I have, Robert. I don't have anything else. Anybody else?
Anyone? If I had a gavel, I'd hit it. Everyone enjoy their day, the rest of their day. And
before we close out, I do want to say that
he just can't stop. He just keeps.
Well,
every time we try and close this meeting, he just keeps going.
We got to have one more thing we need to talk about. We need to talk about our next meeting date so that everybody can make sure that we're on the same page right now. So let's do that. I do think we just need to maybe meet right after the Thanksgiving break, because that will be a key on where we are. And going back to Ms. Thomas' point about the plan on how we're gonna, we can give more of an update on that, how we're gonna give a plan update in the spring in terms of letting kids return back to the buildings. So I think if we can agree to a date right now, that would help out.
That would be the 30th. That would be November 30th if we do it on a Monday as usual.
I think that I would rather do it December the 1st, which is
Okay.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I will say this. If there is a runoff election in North Little Rock, it will be voted on December the 1st.
Oh,
Well, no,
So
we
it
don't
very,
need to
very
do
well
that.
might be.
So we don't need to do that. So,
No.
so we can do the 30th. Do we want to do the 30th?
November 30th works fine for me.
Okay, the 30th. All right, so November 30th, we would do it. We would meet again on the 30th. And for those who are just coming on board, I will send you guys the agenda. I think I did, but I will resend it to everybody just so you can copy, know what we discussed. We basically just gave a brief update where we are. And again, I want to say thank all of you. I told you guys when we first started this that we were going to have a good year. I said it's going to be a different year, but we're going to have a great year. And again, I want to thank all of you guys for helping us contribute to having a successful year. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Robert, for chairing this committee. And we look forward to you guys on November 30th. I don't have anything. Take care.
Are you sure? Are you positive this time?
Hey, I'm
When
done.
my hand hits the table, we're done. All right?
There we go.
Done.